So, I know I've been posting for a long time. Um, I hope you guys are well and welcome to KVG. And I hope you can hear me. So, um, just wanted to share about how. And I hope you can hear me. I wish there was someone online who can tell if they can hear me or not. But yeah, I see someone there. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I hope you can. So I'm on duty today. I'm in the ward doing the Lord's work. And how it goes is that if you're on duty, there's a time where you are on duty on weekend and you're only doing what call. Like I said, I'm currently doing internal medicine. And if you're on call, it's either you call on a. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? It's either you call on a casualty call, or you're in casualty, or you're in a ward. So I'm currently doing a ward call that usually say it's 6 hours, but sometimes it goes to sure, Swanyoni. Nah, nothing much, man. Nothing much, nothing much. I just wanted to share, man. I'm on call, you see. So how things go, yeah, weekends are sometimes you get free weekends, sometimes you don't, and this is one of them where I don't have a weekend to my own. I'm on a call, I'm covering a ward. So it's just that I can't wait to finish here and leave, my baby's coming in town. So I just want to finish here and leave. So I was busy explaining what happens when you're on call. I'm currently doing internal medicine. So when you're on call, you find that you are the person who's in charge of the ward, or new patients or all patients. If all patients are in the ward, new patients are in casualty. So I'm currently in the ward, came here around early in the morning, and thinking that I'll be done by 1. Unfortunately, I'm still far. I think my patients here now are around 20 something. Yeah, I've got around 20 something patients. So, and it's a mess inside there because they're busy doing scrub cleaning. Like I think they do it now and then, where they do like move the beds, clean everywhere. So, but in a month, you know that you have 2 weekends in and 2 weekends off, and this is my second weekend in. So Monday to, like, I've been all the weekends I've been working. Yeah, only 3 weekends will be this coming weekend and the other one. That's when I get to meet the gents. I get to meet everyone around. So yeah, that's how the call goes. So I see the patients, and we're good to go. And once I leave, if I don't know something, I consult. If I know, it's fine. I just like continue. I know this, I know that. And yeah, you do Monday to, I mean, you do Saturday, Sunday. You don't just do Saturday, Sunday only. So that's all that. But the other thing that I really wanted to share on this video was to something that I've seen in the hospital, as an intern. Um, One of those things is that you are the main man. I don't know. You are the main man in terms of when you're on call. The sisters call you. Can you guys hear me? The sisters call you, and when they call you, they want to. What I'm doing, trying to do here, is to try to give reflection to those that are coming to be doctors, those that are still in the fourth year, fifth year, final year. That there is something that I need to emphasize more. You know, it's that you do not have options of quitting. Once you're in medicine, you cannot quit. Like that thing must be within you. You cannot. Um, I'm gonna give you an example why I'm saying this, and that's why I emphasize on on skills, because you are on call at night. There was a time I was on call at night, and the sisters um the sisters calls me and say we are failing to do a blood gas. I mean, to draw blood for blood gas or the drip. I think that time the patient had to do a blood gas or something, and you get to a point where it's either you're putting a drip, you're doing a blood gas. The thing where they call you at night, where you are alone or you have a friend or a senior. And usually doctors, senior MOs or whatever, they don't get called for what things. They deal with serious things. They call you. They say, come put a drip at night. The patient needs fluids, needs something at night. You have to come put a drip. And you do not have the skills. Or you do have the skills. You find that you get an obese patient, BMI very high, you know. Um, when you get there, you need to, you get there for the first time. Okay, the way I do it is that, hey, sister, if you're putting a drip, we're going together. I don't want to be putting a drip alone. I don't like that. So if you call me for something, we are going to do it together. You don't just call me at the middle of the night, she can put a drip or whatever time, and now you are seated there at your reception, and I'm here putting a drip alone. So you get that obese patient, and you get there, you're good at things. First time chows you. So always you prepare like five syringes, five needles, everything, a lot, bulk. You get there, the first IV session chows you. Remember that you're chowing the arms. So if you fail here, you have to try maybe this other side, and you fail here, you have to come down, depending on how you do it, right? So if you lose this whole arm, hey, you are gone. You have to come this other side, right? And you start. It's either you start here, you come here, go up there, and it's one of those things that you need to know. So for me, I think I was draining blood. Yeah, I was taking out blood, and that blood was important because it had to be done. I get there, I know I'm good at taking bloods. So when you get there, they say, "Sis, they're there helping you." You go for blood, you're not finding anything. And mind you, in these instances, you cannot leave. The same thing as putting a line. When the sisters call you, they are calling you for action. They are calling you for action. If they say this, and this, you cannot go there and say, the drip failed, I failed. You leave the patient with the drip. Or I afraid to take a blood, you know. You find patients with low blood and low everything. And you can't go there and say, no, I tried, I failed. I mean, that's someone's life there in front of you. There's no way you can just come. And something, the persistence, like you need to be, you know, like keep on trying. If you got a colleague that you're working with, you can call them, but keep on trying until you get it. I think I took around 45 minutes. I think I was doing a blood gas, something like that. I'm not sure, but it was serious thing. It took 45 minutes. The sisters were feeling sorry for me. I was feeling sorry for the sisters that they're standing here. A fellow is failing, you know. And at last, I got the blood. You know the joy that you get after putting a drip successfully or drawing blood successfully. This is not a typical one where you see veins on me or see anything. It's an obese patient, you know. So the emphasis is on that part. That guys, please, let's be persistent. When we take bloods, let's make sure that we get the skills and we get the energy, and you don't lose hope, you know. So that's all in all that I really wanted to say, and that I've been outside the social media. So a lot of people are asking what's happening, you know. Um, and there's nothing much. It's just a break that I'm taking, and then maybe then and now I'll come back. But that's how it is, and soon we'll be back in the posting vibes, because I know you guys want a serious content. You know, I wish I could clean this camera. You want serious content there to say, yeah, serious content. So it will come, but at the moment I'm not really um, deep into the things. The other thing that I really wanted to share was what the abuse that you get as interns. Hey, people abuse you, you know, like they really abuse you. Unfortunately, like some of the doctors, right? They know my channel, yeah. So I can't say names, but they abuse you. But uh, I can't say much because they are here in this platform. Some of them know me. Some they go check this thing out, you know. But you know, as an intern, then there's a concept, and then there's an MO, then a reg. then a consultant or HOD. So the one that abuses us a lot, ne, is the what do you call these ones? MOs. Hey, they abuse you. And if you're not smart, ne, I'm telling you, they're gonna walk on your head, um, and you end up crying. Imagine someone who's not talkative, ne, and then you just go there. They don't say much. Like now, I can't say what's happening. Just know that hey, I can't say it. It may implicate me. But yeah, so you need to get to stand your ground. What I can say is that you need to get to stand your ground and know what you stand for. Because sometimes you can see that this is out of line, even though you don't know what my practice, scope of practice. It's not only in doctors, only in I mean, even in nurses, even in everywhere. You need to understand your scope of practice. And some things, even though you didn't read, you can see that here, this is wrong. You know, this is totally wrong. I mean, for an example, as an intern, right, I work being supervised by an MO. So you find that in my hospital, it depends where you are in. If you're in an academic hospital or but no, this is from two, ne? Yeah, ask the sisters there. So if you are in that's my MO. So yeah. So if you are in academic hospital, it's different. Some they say doctors write the notes and see the patients. You do the ward work, right? Ward work, you mean like they do the plan. You do everything that they said you must do. Whereas in my hospital is that I see the patient, I do the plan. Then before I go out my plan, I then say, is this the right thing that I was going to do? Then the correct check, right? Then you go there, and then on that same instance, you find that there's a MO that comes and says, you they say, okay, let's take it's eight, it's yeah, it's let's just say it's a ward with 8 patients. So you do the same thing. I see my 4 patients, you see my your 4 patients, right? And then I do my plan, say this is my plan, and then you have to go I have to go to the MO, my supervisor, and say, this is what. She said, no, okay, correct here and there. Right? So Leona, the MO is doing his own thing that side. But that one doesn't need correction because he's experienced. But at the same time, you find that they go there and say, now I'm seeing my own patients. When they get to their side, they don't do the word work. They just write the plan. I can't now got my 4 patients, my plan. They've got their 4 patients, right? But they don't do the plan. The plan they tell you, go do this, go do that. So which means that I myself, with the 4 patients that I have to do, I have to go take bloods, do X-ray, do what. You know? After that, I have to go to that room where my supervisor is and go do her or his plan that he said must be done. I still have to take blood. So you can see this thing doesn't make sense, man. How can I see my patients and do the word work and go do the word work of someone else? Let's just put the part that you are an MO, your supervisor above me. Why do I have to do something that you said you're gonna do? It's a double for me. I mean, you are here, so why not you just write like, yeah, go do blood, go do what. Then now I must do my work, and after that, go do that. I mean, logically, it doesn't make sense. Logically, it doesn't. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just too much of something, but logically, it doesn't make sense that when your job is to write, and I have to. If I am doing the word work, if I'm doing a plans, I must do plans for every patient, but I must not write. So if you are writing, I must do plans. Yeah. You know, so those are the things that I feel like it's something that interns are struggling with, are struggling to get that thing forward, and you end up suffocating because it means that when are you first thing first, you're slow, you're new, you don't know how things go, right? That person is very fast, eh? The MOs are very fast. 2 minutes they're out. When are you new, you're still struggling with your patients. Whether they just come, see patients, write plans, then at 12 they're gone, at 1 they're gone. On that note, you're still busy with your work for your patients. When you're done at 1 or at 3, you still have to go do their work. Does it make sense? Let's just be serious. I haven't read the scope of practice that an FO must do this, an intern must do this, but it doesn't make sense. There's no base in making that. I mean, so it's something that I feel like a lot of us are struggling from, and if we don't talk back, we end up suffocating, we end up not enjoying the internship. If we do not um, address it, or if we address it, we end up feeling um, like I won't pass, I won't be sent out, I'll be seen as a rebellious intern, I'll be seen as an intern that doesn't want to do work. But if you reach out, you know, um, sure, Aaron, welcome, James. I'm glad that you're also in medical university now. I'm glad that a lot of fellows are entering medicine, and it's something that it's practical everywhere. You can practice this everywhere. It's not about medicine. It's not about even at school. Everywhere, like there must be fairness. We must not use the age, the hierarchy that I am this type of a person, and then therefore I must overuse you. I must abuse you. You know, um, it's like everywhere. Family, just because you are young, just because of this and this. And at the end of the day, who's being at stake? Who's getting hurt? We found that it's you, right? So let's get to a point where we start putting ourselves first. We start questioning most of the things than to just swallow, 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 swallow. Because one day it's gonna stuck here. I tell you, and hey, it will be a problem to remove it. Once you remove it, everything else will be coming out. We'll be coming with stories that here and there. So internship is one of the challenging things. Some people break down, some people go to be admitted because of what they're subjected to. It's true. There are people that are just here to abuse us. I mean, they're just here to abuse us. You can tell that this one like doesn't give a damn about interns. You can just tell. So where are the chats? Let me see the chats. Yeah. So um, oh, okay. You didn't tell the comment. Yeah, no, it's true. You need to enjoy the pain, but the thing is, um, it must not be like that. It must not be the part that because the system is like that. You don't have to suffer, man. You're not here to suffer. Like this energy of negative energy where because we are abused and then you're gonna abuse people. You know, when you're in medical institution, workplace, or whatever, you don't want to get there and be like because the treatment that you're receiving is not good, right? And you don't want to be that person. So I feel like the system, or rather the people, adapted to the change that they're gonna shout at you because they got shouted at. It's like I'm going to date a varsity girl once I start working because when I was in varsity, the guys would manage to take my chicks. I mean that mindset, and it's wrong. A lot of fellows everywhere in university, they've been treated unfairly because of this. And coming back to just passing by on this one, varsity and abuse. It's something that I think is prevalent in most of the departments or in most of the universities where there is gender based, not really gender based, but it's sort of going there. If the lecturer is not good to you, or if the lecturer is challenging you, I'm applying for medicine this year. It will be a huge career change. Yeah. No, no, no. I'll come back to that. So, like, if you're not being shouted at in the hospital as a student for something, um, and you're not experiencing that, it's either as a woman or a girl, you are then experiencing discomfort in a way that, especially, I don't know, and women in general, you're experiencing a discomfort where now the doctor likes you or the lecturer likes you, and you really don't know if I should go, I should come back. Don't know if you're going or coming back. It's something that I feel like it adds to these things of abuse. in the field, you know, um, because now you don't know if do I do this, do I how do I respond to this guy, how do I talking about um, females now, how do you respond to this senior of mine, a doctor of mine, that I see him as a as a leader, I see him as a lecturer, I see him as someone I look up to, you know, and now he's here asking for my numbers, you know, asking me to come to his place so that he can teach me, you know. It, like look at it, he and you look at him and like this guy has an influence, you know, in terms of what if I don't do because you got thoughts to say, what if I don't do this? Will I fail? Will he make me fail? You know, how do you react in such situation? You know, what should be done in that such situation? Because honestly, I'm not just talking about this. It's something that is been happening and it's happening. You know, and I think must have a serious conversation about this where I invite one of the people in the departments, you know, or in the university general, in terms of how do you approach this scenario where your doctor, your lecturer, your whatever is 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 um is doing such things, you know, because it's really uncomfortable. So it falls under these abuse that you really do get from the field, you know. Um, like I said, MOs, your medical supervisors abusing you. If you're a student, you find that doctors are shouting at you, or doctors as a girl they want to, hey, come see me, let's go drink. Now you don't know, you know, you're not. Um, we go back to the part of the sisters too. Also, the sisters they do abuse you in the field, you know. Um, but they only do so if you've got an attitude. Hardly they abuse you. But if you've got an attitude, they can call you anytime for a small thing. And I say, if you're calling me for a drip, call me after you've tried. You know. So there are a lot of things that happen within the field that might take your mental health we address these things. So I think I'll cut it there because I'm currently on call. The guys are cleaning. Just want to show you before I read the comments. You know. So okay, don't mind my hospital thing, man. It's a mess, guys. They're cleaning. They're doing scrubbing. You know, I don't want to show patients. Just want to show you that they're busy cleaning everywhere. Yeah. So see, so they're taking the patients away everywhere out of this so that they got scrub cleaning. So basically, it's a mess everywhere. You know, when you clean at home, you know, patients are here, you see stretchers everywhere, you know. So that's the thing. And our office is it's kind of cool because we've got a cappuccino machine. So most of the time we get to have there and there of these things. But coming back to the comments, né? Chats, let's get to the comments before I go. Can you please ask around the people that work with you on your time? Where is it? When your time, if there's anyone who studied abroad and now working there with you. Yeah, I think I've got a doctor that is here. He's from Congo, if I'm not mistaken. So he's here. You know, if you studied abroad, you need to, if you're coming here, you need to come as an MO. If you are from another country, but if you're from here, yeah, you can get there. You just need to write your things and your papers if you say, then you get to go. What's the other question before I go? You can be asking questions. What's good? I'm applying for medicine. Yeah. No, man, you should so. You should so. Thank you, man. You should apply. You should do so. Man, you should apply. And we'll be together here, man. But so 800 doctor has been retrenched, but apparently it's a COVID doctor. It's got the contract. See? So yeah, you should apply. You should get into um, yeah, you can get internship, man. Like, as I'm saying, it's there's a thin line. There's a thin line between being standing for yourself and overdoing it, you know. So you can fail internship. Remember, internship is 3 years. You don't fail it in a way of failing it. Um, you they make you repeat. In fact, we still write exams, but I say we still have a logbook that you must sign that you did this and this, and they must, you know, sign you out. So I'm finishing this internal medicine in 3 months. It was 3 months. So I'm finishing it in March. Then they need to sign me to say, okay, this guy has good attitude. This guy is good. This and that. You see. So still you have to do that. So you can fail it, but when you fail it, you repeat, but you still get paid. But the thing is, it's no longer about money that I'm repeating. No, it's about that I'm getting paid. It's no longer about that. I just want to get out of the system. Go do other things. The same way when you're in grade 10, just late, come on November, you just wanted to leave grade 10. You're in grade 12, late grade 12, you just want to be in university. Those kind of things. So it's not as if now you're gonna get there and say, as long as I'm getting paid. So it's one of those things. You do get um, to repeat the thing. At such instances where one experiences any form of abuse from supervisors, let me read supervisors. What advice will you give to the victim? Yeah, I mean it's something that is tricky. It's something that is tricky. I'll tell you how. It's tricky because there is no policy in terms of how do you go about this abuse. You get me? I'm not sure about other institutions, but I don't think it's something that has been addressed. So it's tricky in a way that is there a responsible doctor? Is there a responsible person to say, if you experience this, please come to me? Because you might experience it, and that was my friend, and you come to me, and then I cover for him. You get me? So it's like, but I'll always say that try by all means go to your coordinator. Try by all means um, go to your coordinator. Don't mind it, go sister one. So sister, you want to be featured here? Yeah? You don't want to be featured? So there's a thin line, but I'll always say the best guy is the course coordinator, right? Your course coordinator, the one who does in a orientation when you start a block. You know, that one guy, that one doctor who is the one that is responsible for you guys. That is the guy. I highly doubt that they would put someone in power and that person would take sides or that person won't hear you out. You know, reach out to the course coordinator. Reach out to those guys who are in charge of your group. Because like for example, it's a fifth year, there's a course coordinator for that group. If you're doing orthopedic or you're doing internal medicine, there's a coordinator. Reach out to the coordinator as early as possible and make sure that you document everything. Because remember, now you come tell me, right? And then I cannot go and tell the course coordinator or the doctor in charge of you guys because there's no direct evidence to say that this guy. It's always rumors that um, Dr. Korombi is attacking kids, is abusing kids, students, and I was told that by another student who's close to me as a coordinator. Let's take maybe this is the coordinator and I am the friend, right? Then the students they come to me and then I go to the coordinator because I'm close to the coordinator. I tell him, hey, Barry Mang Mang is doing this and this and that. So there's no direct report. And I found that those things are happening. They've been happening. And I found that there are 10 cases, but there was none that really came directly to say, I want to file this and this written down. You see, that's the challenge that we need to counterattack. That if there is something, please go to the doctor, go to your supervisor, go to your someone who's responsible for you, and once you do that, you file it. The second one is going to come. Definitely, these guys they do every time. I cannot they think you are new. When the other group comes, they do it. The another group comes, they do it. So now imagine. 3 cases have been reported for this guy. So consecutively. Or one, doesn't have to be 3, or one. Then you can call that person for a serious hearing and be dismissed. Because it's like taking advantage of you. You are naive, you are new, you are confused. It's about your future. Some they even threaten you that if you don't do this, do you know that I can give you an exam? Do you know that, you know? So so it's one of those things. Yeah, let me answer this last one, then I go. Patients are not, can't say patients are abusive, man. Oh yeah, I need to share this before I go. So the thing is, guys, like you work so hard. I think we have closed the part about abuse, and that I believe that we got a way forward in terms of how we deal with it. Yeah? And from day one, it must be straight. Don't smile with the doctor if they're doing funny jokes. Do not. So um, patients are not really abusive. Patients are respectful. Um, it's you who decides if they should be abusive or disrespectful to you, towards you. The only thing is that sometimes I won't say they're abusive. It's like I was looking in a clinic now, and in a clinic you see that we are 6 doctors and we see around 90 patients. Yeah, and every day you get to like see many patients. By the time that patient who comes when you're tired, they start asking questions. Like you don't want to talk. You just want to see the file. What's wrong with you? How are you feeling now? Then next patient, because now you're exhausted. Like normally you cannot see. There are people that are good. I try by all means. If I see many patients, I've seen 12 or 13 in a clinic, right? Average I go 8, 7, 8. But if it's heated, I go to 14 and everything. By the time you hit patient number 10 or 12, you'll be tired. So there's that patient that will come, Dr. Pain here, pain there, pain there, yo. And you don't blame them because, honestly speaking, they came there at 4 a.m. waiting for you. And when they come to you, by that time they see you at 1 o'clock, right? They see you at 1 o'clock. So you can't just, I want to talk, I want to, come out, those kind of things. So I wouldn't say it's abusing. It's their turn, but hey, they're finding me at a place where I'm not exhausted. So just keep quiet, no, everything will be fine, and all this. So on that note, you just remember something. There are things that happen in a clinic, and that part will define you. The same thing that I'm talking about. If you're a doctor, when you get to the hospital, you adapt to the hospital things, how they do things. But when it comes to your principles, they must remain. I mean, the people who just get there. I'm a different breed of doctors. I explain my things to my patients, and I take time. And sometimes patients, I mean, doctors, senior doctors, will be saying that you are not pushing the line. What you're taking time. But the thing is, to me, the patient is there, and we are not patient centeredness. The patient is not aware of their condition. They just come next week, 2 weeks from now. And I take my time to explain, to say, this is what's happening. This is why this is happening. And by doing so, the patient takes treatment better. The patient understands their condition. The patient begins to feel better. I have many instances. I lasted in clinic for 2 weeks. I had many instances where the patients came and say, we didn't know anything. You are the first doctor to tell us what's happening. you know. So when you go to these hospitals that are busy, yes, do push the line, but please do not forget your ethics. Do not forget them, because you cannot just be getting the treatment. Oh, okay, antihypertensive. Okay, anti-diabetic. Okay, bye. Drink this time. Try explain to the person. Try explain to the patient. It doesn't start if you in private where now you start explaining things, but it starts here where you explain thoroughly. So when you are going to the system, please be wary of such things. It does happen, and someone who's just coming there, they believe that this person will work again. And honestly speaking, if I didn't explain that thing to them, they're still gonna be hoping. You know, they're still gonna be like, this treatment is going to, and they're still like finding for a better solution to say, okay, maybe when you come here. But the moment you explain to them, Yes, they can break down and everything, but at the end of the day, now they understand that this is the current situation, we have to deal with it. Then guess what? They live happy. We get blessings. And there's nothing that is more um, nice to feel than a patient saying, thank you so much. May God bless you, because that's your job. It feels nice when a patient leaves and understands and is happy. So yeah, uh, I don't think there's another message. Yeah. So yeah, guys, I'll do um, some videos there and there. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you, Sonia. I do share videos now and then when I get time, and yeah. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being with Dr. KV for today. And let me just finish my work and go see what's popping out there. And thanks for tuning in. Cheers.